I think this is one of the best categories that the One Club has. I love it because I love puzzles, and it's a puzzle because it changes. It's interesting. We will define it, and hopefully we won't kill each other in the process. First of all, it's been amazing. If you think about it, it's the only award show that has both a president and a board representative.
Right.
So why do I think it's important? I think that the conversation in the room is great. We have jurors from all over the world to represent a diversity of opinions as well as geographical areas. And my job is really to facilitate the conversation, not to run the room.
Right.
And what I love about having you there is that we're a very, very good team, and you're able to kind of like represent like best practices for One Club.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been really interesting because when we talked about having jury presidents,
Yes.
I think it is important because I think rooms do need someone listening and watching and make sure voices are heard. But I think it's also, the One Club was very intentional about making sure that you got the brief,
Yes.
which is that you're there to make sure everybody's heard.
Right.
And that the jury comes together with a collective final opinion. Are you looking forward to tomorrow and discussing medals?
I can't wait. I can't wait. Tonight's going to be like the night before Christmas, particularly with our group because there's a good level of opinion, but at the same time, some of the quietest people in the room have the biggest opinions and the smartest things to say. So I can't wait. We've done I think a great job of narrowing down what was like thousands and thousands in round one to have hundreds and hundreds here. Ultimately tomorrow to get to the medals.
Right. Now, you have always said that branded entertainment in particular is a nebulous discipline. And it's hard for everybody, I think, when we're entering and when we're watching work, where is it more like an ad?
Yes.
And where does it become branded entertainment? And by the way, is that a conversation that will probably evolve and change every year? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I love that. And it's funny, you think about the title itself, branded entertainment. And, the room understands the power of what a branded idea can do and how it can transform a brand. But what's interesting is that if you take each word individually, they both have a purpose. So you take the word brand, and it's to sell a product or service. And if you take the word entertainment, it's to captivate the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the funny thing is that the tension comes when the two words are together.
Right.
Because what sits in a delta is where we should be. Because you can't do something that leans too far to brand and is boring with
Right.
a little bit of entertainment value. And you can't do anything that is so far entertaining that you forget what the brand is.
Right.
So the strategy has to sit somewhere in the middle, and I think we'll have a good discussion about that.
Yeah, it's almost. Sometimes I think that the difference between an ad, which I love ads, so
I love ads.
I'm here to say.
I love me an ad.
And I think an ad can be very entertaining, and quite frankly, I think ads should be entertaining if we want to save this industry.
Yes.
But where I find it sort of the differentiation is that the brand entertainment versus
Yes.
a brand ad.
Yes.
Brand ads should be entertaining, but brand entertainment is almost something that I think I would seek out versus ads interrupt me. Media is bought for ads.
That's right.
But I feel like the best that we've seen, it's work, ideas, creations that people sought out.
That's right.
I love what you said is we've gone from sponsored by,
Yes.
which is fine, but it doesn't really give you a story about the brand or a feeling about the brand. And I think brand entertainment goes from the rational to the emotional.
That's great. And I fully agree with that. Years ago, I had a creative director that said it has to be something that you care and you share. Mm-hmm. And I love that. And so there is an emotional connection to it. I just love the way it can come to life, Susan. Like, goodness, over the course of the last day and a half, we've seen everything from a 4-hour comedic skit
Right.
about an automobile to 6 seconds of just, I need to grab your attention quickly. We've seen episodics happen on WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. And episodics on TikTok. We've
Right.
seen films, we've seen experiential, we've seen how important sound is. in branded entertainment. We see music videos, and that's actually really interesting. But what I love, and we've all agreed on, if you agree as a group, is to set a North Star for the definition of what branded entertainment is and do it through the work.
I was really impressed today with the care and intelligence that people were applying to what are we going to be looking for tomorrow and what's going to separate a merit from something that we really want to hold up as best in class, and also point the industry forward, and for people next year thinking about what the possibilities are when you're in the world of marketing and advertising.
That's right.
I think that this work should inspire people to think differently about where they can create story, where they have the right to go. And then I think you said it, which is this should be one of the most innovative categories, because we're exploring different ways of thinking about connections with brands.
That's right. That's right. I firmly believe that the group really kind of galvanized around the idea that what we're going to do is set an example for juries next year.
Yeah.
And then hopefully those juries will set an example for the juries the following year. Because entertainment changes, and so this category by definition will change as entertainment changes. So I think that's it. And then the second thing that I thought was really interesting is just galvanizing around the definition of the category and making sure that we were all clear about what the category is and its potential.
Yeah, and I think on our best day when we get into branded entertainment, we are creating properties for the brand. So it's weird, it's an inverse. Instead of us buying media, we are actually providing media with content, which is also interesting that we have the potential in this business to create IP called branded entertainment that not only people are seeking out, but potentially media companies, and other places that need entertainment are asking brands to show up in authentic, wonderful ways.
I love that. When I got on the flight to come here, and by the way, one of the most beautiful parts in the world to judge, my wife said, "So, what are you going to be doing in the next couple of days?" And I said, "I'm going to be trying to identify something as good as Barbie."
Yeah.
And I mention that because here you have a doll that was created in 1959 that was just like the first doll in the world, and that doll became a Hollywood script that sat around for decades until somebody brave enough decided to kind of put it on air. And then it was by bending it and twisting it that they made it modern and interesting. And it was actually the promos for it were as interesting as the movie itself. And so I don't see that marketing is different in any way than some of the things that we see and enjoy every day, every weekend. I think we're in competition with those things.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool because I think this category in itself asks us all to dream a little bigger about what's possible in this industry and in the worlds we've chosen to apply creativity. So it should be an exciting, bright time for all those creatives out there that, in the name of brands, are free to do really exciting new work.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is one of the best categories that the One Club has. I love it because I love puzzles, and it's a puzzle because it changes. It's interesting. We will define it, and hopefully we won't kill each other in the process.